The King Power Stadium, home of Leicester City Football Club.
Once in a lifetime. It's never going to happen again. Come on, Leicester!
Just unbelievable!
You know, tears of joy.
Dream come true. Someone's got to pinch me. I can't feel it.
For 132 years, this club has been the bridesmaid, never the bride, and languished way behind the big boys of English football.
When I was managing, they went into administration, and the times looked very, very bleak.
When we got relegated to Division 1, I've never felt so low.
But this week, as the world watched, the Foxes have made sporting history. This is the fairy tale story of how one football club's success beat the bookies and turned a city blue with pride. For 4 decades, Leicester City has been my life. I was born in East London, but I grew up in Nottingham. But Leicester City adopted me, duck. It started with a kiss, and I've never looked back. I'm Alan Birchinall, the Birch, club ambassador at Leicester City. Now listen, I'm going to tell you a wonderful fairy story about a football club that came from nowhere to, well, let's have a look in the book, shall we? Okay, here we go. So where to start? How about the beginning of the season? It's July 2015. We've just pulled off the greatest of great escapes from relegation. They're shocked as manager Nigel Pearson leaves, and eyebrows are raised as Claudio Ranieri arrives.
Certain Leicester City well-known supporters weren't in favour of the appointment. I must admit, it did surprise me. It came a little bit out of left field, you have to say. Yeah, there was despondency, I think, for the large part.
The bookies had Leicester at odds of 5,000 to 1 to win the Premier League. That means they thought the idea was just as outrageous as Elvis being found alive. 5,000 to 1. They even had the discovery of the Loch Ness Monster at 10 times more likely. And the same odds gave Simon Cowell a better chance of becoming Prime Minister than us taking the title. But some fans had the faith to put the money where their heart is.
Went to put £1 on, and something in my head said, if this actually comes in, I'll probably want a bit more than that. So I deleted it and put £5 on at 5,000 to 1. Some of my mates they were just like, it's never going to happen. It's, you know, you just wasted your money. You're better off putting it on something else. Obviously they're wrong.
But this is looking like a £2 million loss when all's said and done. We've not had a single 5,000 to 1 winner in the history of the business. It might be another 80 years until we see another one. That is how much of a one-off this event has been.
Looking back on it now, it's a bit of a crazy thing to do, really. But what a ride it's been.
So I wish I'd have put a bet on, but to understand this, let's go back, right back, a lot further. This is the good luck thing. The monks come, bless the, and it's happened. All this is a good luck from, you know, from Thailand. They come in and bless everything, and my goodness, it worked. Hey? Oh, dearie me. Leicester City can trace their history to 1884.
All right. This is where I keep the exhibits.
There's a man I know who's almost old enough to remember them days.
That's Wembley, 1969. That's when they got to the cup final in 1969.
John Hutchinson is a lifelong fan and our club historian.
A lot of it is from City fans, a lot of it is from old players. Some of the stuff was at the club when I came here.
whose archives go back to the very beginning.
A group of lads got together and they met in a garden shed in a house on Foss Road, and they had this meeting in the shed and they decided they'd set up a football club, and all of them lived within half a mile of this house. All of them lived in the Foss Road area, and they called themselves Leicester Foss. 10 years after they'd been founded, they applied to join the Football League. There were only 2 divisions then, and they joined the 2nd division, and they played at Filbert Street, and the rest, as they say, is history. Originally they wanted to be called Leicester Football Club, but the rugby club was called Leicester Football Club. Now Leicester City had just been upgraded. Leicester had just been upgraded as a city by King George V in 1919 as a result of its contribution to the First World War effort. And so they thought, OK, we're a city now, we'll call this new club, or this reformed club, Leicester City.
But we've been near the top before. In 1929, thanks to Jenny Blackhurst's dad, Johnny Duncan, he was our captain when we finished 2nd. Jenny is now 85, a season ticket holder, and goes to every game. Even she is delighted that the current team have surpassed her dad's record.
The great moments and the great crowds are here again.
Talking about him now, when it's such a long time since he actually paid and had anything to do with the club, it's just an honour. Really, really nice.
But let's not forget the dark days, the time when our football club was in administration, and we were also in League One. That, in old terms to me, was 3rd division. Only 8 years ago I was there at Stoke City, when we slipped to our lowest point, and I remember shedding a tear.
Gutted! Absolutely gutted!
Well, darkest day was when the last game, when we lost and went down, that year. That was the team, that I didn't enjoy it. I never really went down with any team in my life.
Even our celebrity fans like Kasabian found themselves going to grounds we'd never been before.
That was pretty low. Northampton Town away. It was, Yeovil, yeah.
But the thing is, you need, like, in any great fairy tale, the story, you need those times.
But I think that's where it started. I think that year in that division, I think we probably learned how to enjoy football again.
Milan Mandrick was owner. Nigel Pearson was the manager. They knew something just had to change.
Pearson must take great credit for this. The nucleus of the side is what he put together, and in very, very difficult circumstances.
Milan also found the club's tie owners, who alongside Pearson built the foundations for the miracle.
Our new owner, he's a smart guy, very intelligent guy, loves the game, loves club, loves people there. He's done an unbelievable job. I think deserves a lot of credit. He made some mistakes like we all do, but he corrected, and look at where the club is today.
In April 2015, as the city reburied a king, something strange happened. Leicester started winning. And winning.
What an incredible turnaround!
Once they got on that run, you could see them staying up. It was remarkable, there's no doubt at all about that, but the confidence gained from that was not only essential, but it was bordering on fantasy, really.
After bumping along the bottom for most of the season, we staged a late comeback and won 6 of our last 8 matches to stay in the Premier League. I was so proud last season, that the lads pulled off the great escape. It was unbelievable. And now we've gone into this season again. It is still another unbelievable story. They've just become, the boys, just like a band of brothers. As a team, these men have fought and battled for each other and turned football on its head.
Together, we don't have like 1 star or 2 star, 3 star. We're just together, we play for each other, we work hard for each other. That's the way I think to go.
Each one will give 100%,
put the bodies on the line for each other, and that's how it is as a team, and that's how we are. It's as simple as that, and I think in the dressing room downstairs, that's exactly how it always will be.
Our starting 11 this season has cost a tenth of last year's champions Chelsea.
It's a great story for football, and it's a great fight. It's a great story about a fight in the face of adversity.
They're all hungry. They've all faced difficulties in their career. You can start from 1 to 11. Kasper Schmeichel, living in the shadow of his father, had to drop down to Notts County to get his career up and running. Probably hindered by his name. Danny Simpson rejected Man United, and then QPR. Didn't know why QPR let him go when he come here.
Vardy was released as a kid. Morez was too thin. Conte was playing 7th Division football a few years back.
Wes Morgan released when he was 15 by Notts County. You know, Robert Hoof, surplus requirements at Chelsea, Stoke City. Christian Fuchs, a free transfer. Michael Brighton, rejected by Aston Villa. Danny Drinkmore, rejected by Manchester United. Shinji Okazaki, you know, people doubted whether Japanese players could make it at the biggest level, and look at him, he's 100 caps for his country, and he's the record goal scorer for his country.
Ranieri was managing Greece, and they all came together in this little part of the East Midlands, and they made some magic. And they're pulling rabbits out of hats.
What they've now to turn round, the transformation from not so long ago, literally 12 months, is incredible, and certainly hasn't been experienced before, and probably never will do again.
They've gone from unknowns to household names. 12 months ago, you would have walked past them in the street. Not now. Everyone knows practically everything about the boys, including someone called Vardy. Did someone say he's gone from non-league to Premier League?
It's a great story and almost a great morality tale for modern football, because there's so much money in football now. And what's been done here is, you know, they're the unlikely lads. They've done it with little money, but just with old-fashioned values of working for each other, working hard off the pitch. And also, let's not forget, they've got a very good sports science operation at Beaver Drive as well, so it's not quite a Sunday league operations. Yeah.
Incredible scouting too. Steve Walsh Sr., our head of recruitment, showed me his files on the magical Morez. He cost around 400,000. He's probably worth 100 times more than that now.
And the winner of the 2016 PFA Men's Players Player of the Year Award goes to Leicester City's Riyad Mahrez.
Our little playmaker even won the PFA Player of the Year Award.
I want to thank my teammates, because without them I wouldn't receive this, as well the manager and the staff and the club of Leicester City, and yeah, I'm very happy.
They're so close on the pitch, it's almost like they can read each other's minds.
I think it's the biggest thing to happen in football, thoroughly deserved. They've been absolutely magnificent all season. The energy that they've shown, the desire, the hunger, the team spirit.
They have a bond like no other team.
Cheers, boys. I wouldn't been able to do that all here, but the gaffer's just said that he's going to put some beers on the coach in the plane.
This group believes team first, individual second. That's the friends like Sam Bailey. She's going to Vardy's wedding later this year.
Knowing them the way that I do, they all hang about with each other outside of work with their kids. They all go to parties together, they all go around each other's houses for dinner, and they've got each other's backs on and off the pitch.
And just ask our captain, fantastic, Big Wes.
We've been through a lot together, and we like to do a lot of stuff together, like we'll go for something to eat or we'll go to someone's house and just chill and that, so we're a bit of a family, you know, we've got each other's backs and we believe in each other, and it shows on the pitch.
The fans are still here, still singing, the owner waving to the fans from the very top of the club all the way down through the players to the supporters. It is a single bond, it is a remarkable story.
What a team, we know about that, but also, what about our City supporters? The atmosphere at the King Power this season has been unbelievable. Visiting teams even mention it. In fact, I'll go as far as to say the atmosphere at the King Power is the best in football at the moment. I'm out there in the middle as the boys come out, and it brings their hairs on the back of my neck standing up. It's just unbelievable, and it's worth I tell you, the boys talk about 12th man. They are the 12th man, seriously. No one has disturbed us at the top of the league since January. So when you're flying high, match days are truly magical.
Everybody's so happy, everybody's in a fantastic mood, and it's just great to be in the city at the moment.
This season has changed our fans' lives. The bet that Lee Herbert put on means he's 20,000 better off.
It will change my life, to be honest. It's, you know, people have said, oh, it's not that much money. It is a lot of money. To me, it is. It's a huge sum of money.
And for people like Barbara, who's been running the Disabled Supporters Club for years,
65 years season ticket holder. I know.
this is a reward for all her hard work.
It's what you come for, to be the ultimate champions, and your best dream, isn't it? Best dream ever, and it's real.
The Gospel Choir from De Montfort University are being heard around the world.
We like it, in fact we really love it, we love it, we love it.
Then there is our celebrity fans. These two have been with us before we were famous. They've not jumped on the bandwagon.
We've always felt like underdogs ourselves. It's an underdog city, and this is got to be the most perfect underdog story of all time, right? Yeah. When it gets played before the games, you walk down the corridor, you can hear it ringing out, and I can't. The honour and the buzz that we feel from, you know, our club doing that, don't know better feeling, you know.
I married into Leicester, and I started going, and we started taking the kids, and it's now become a family thing. Everybody is chanting all these different songs. It's just incredible, you know. As a Leicester fan, you would never in a million years think that you would be singing those lines.
BBC Leicester commentator Ian Stringer has been a Leicester fan, man and boy. This story has transformed his career.
I wasn't expecting to get up in the middle of the night and do Japanese TV and Australian TV and stuff for our friends over the pond in America and South Africa. And people have been interested in the Leicester City story. And Stockport away was my first away game, working for BBC Radio Leicester, Stockport away in League One. And now we've got this.
And for me, I have never been so proud in my life. And okay, we had to win the title without kicking a ball, but who cares? So if the fans are our supporting cast, who is our Prince Charming? I wonder, could it be Claudio or the Tinkerman, better known to me as the Thinkerman? Everyone loves a great Italian, and the football world has certainly fallen for this one. Claudio Ranieri has rewritten history, delivered against ultimate prize. Hard to believe then that when he first arrived, some of the pundits mocked. But who's laughing now?
Pinocchio.
I know there was some people say, oh, why Ranieri? But the fans always behind me. They were happy. I feel like a dream, because when I came here, I say, I hope to make a very good season. But of course, never can think what happened this.
So what is his recipe for success? For 20 years, Massimo has been Ranieri's friend and confidant, reporting on the manager, now a part of his inner circle.
The magic of this season of Leicester, to me,
The goal of Vardy, yes. The run of Mahrez, yes. Everyone has a part of this. But Claudio is the guy who made it possible, because he convinced everybody that you could be a champion. I mean, together we can be champions.
At 64, he's achieved what many thought impossible. So often the nearly man, he's never won a top-flight title. Until now.
You always build a team and then somebody else won with that team. Happened with Valencia, happened with Chelsea, happened with Roma, happened every time. He wasn't that lucky during his career. This season, I think something a little bit changed on his way. He got a little bit of luck as well, and he deserved that.
A master of man management, he transformed ordinary players into extraordinary champions.
Think about it. Leicester City winning the Premier League, coming from bottom of the league with a new manager, with players that nobody wants them, and it's really a Hollywood story. I mean, but it's real.
They are a lot of energy. They have energy. They are electricity inside. They understand the moment. I'm very proud. I'm very proud to manage this man, no players, men.
He may be the most popular manager ever to win the Premier League. It's easy to see why.
My team is like the RAF. It's fantastic. Hey, you are sleeping. Come on.
When people start talking about the fairy tale, instead of feel the pressure of that, they enjoy that. That's the most amazing thing.
So, hey, man, we are in Champions League. We are in Champions League, man. Dilly din, dilly dong, come on.
So what now for the man who's achieved the impossible dream?
I asked him privately. I said, well, let's say that the Italian national team or Real Madrid needs a new manager. You talk to them, you want to go? And he said, no, I'm happy here. I don't want to move.
Leicester, a little team, can fight against the biggest in the world. Could happen. Could happen. Believe it.
He loves Leicester, and we love him. This has made headlines around the world. For me, it's the biggest sports story ever.
Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. Yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, no. Something's got
Leicester's success isn't just about the football, it's spread to the schools in the city. Businesses are booming. There's talk of building new hotels.
We are planning packages where effectively groups will take over the entire hotel. I think the coming, whether it's 6 months, 12 months, whatever it is, you know, we've got such an amazing opportunity to build on the success and put Leicester on the map. But for some, you know, maybe more than the football, Leicester represents modern Britain. So maybe it's as good as that.
Everyone wants a Leicester shirt and a Leicester scarf.
We've had the best year we've ever had. It's amazing. It's kind of put the business on another level. The demand is from everywhere: Europe, Southeast Asia, America.
They've even brought out a Vardy Cardi. Seriously?
Hello.
And our success has not just won us fans at home, suddenly everyone is taking notice.
Com veieu a la façana del King Power Stadium, una ciutat que ens ha rebut amb una...
Aber es geht trotzdem ein Fußballwunder.
See you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Good to meet you.
Nice to see you explode that.
This is incredible.
5 years ago, 1 year ago, people in the United States wouldn't have known about Leicester City or the Premier League, and this is where we are now. I get stopped in the street in New York City by people that want to talk about Leicester City. It's phenomenal.
Last year, we had all those TV crews in town and we were burying King Richard. I didn't think we could have more attention than that, but if anything, the Premier League is even bigger.
But you know what I did at the beginning of the season? Put 100 quid on Leicester, so I think I'll do okay.
No, you didn't.
I think maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Hello.
You don't even have to play on the pitch to become an international star. Playing the drum in the stadium is enough. What a tattoo.
It's just like, last week I done like 47 hours filming on top of going to work every day. And it's just like, where do you find the time? But it just all rolls into one. It's just a fantastic time, so just enjoy it.
Come on, you Leicester!
Industry experts reckon, for the club, our win could mean $250 million windfall.
I think the whole of Leicester is going to be shut down for 2 weeks at least. But it's incredible. It's mind-blowing what's going on here.
The whole city has turned blue.
Hey, wake up! This is no fairy tale. This is real. Ding!
Oh, well, it wasn't a dream. We are the English Premier League champions. The English Premier League champions. And I, for one, am going to live happily ever after.
I never thought I would live to see the day when Leicester are the champions.
Come on! We've done it! Come on!